Today I wanted to show off 5 pros and 5 cons that the Samsung Galaxy Note 7 has, so let's jump right into it. Let's start it off with what the Note 7 does best. 1. Design. Straight up, this is one of the most comfortable and sexiest looking smartphones I have held to date. The all-around glass encasing and brushed aluminum finish give it a premium and solid feel in the hand, and for the cherry on top, the display and back are both curved to give it a symmetrical shape. Definitely a huge step up from the Galaxy Note 5. 2. Display. With a 5.7-inch Quad HD Super AMOLED panel, there's no surprise that this screen looks amazing. It's one of the brightest displays I've ever seen on a smartphone, even outshining the Galaxy S7. Great viewing angles, deep blacks, punchy colors, and tons of pixels are all precious to look at. Plus, that curve edge makes this phone look somewhat bezel-less, and I love swiping left or right because everything looks like it's spilling off the border. If there's something I love doing on the smartphone, it's watching videos or playing games because the experience just doesn't get any better than this on a smartphone, of course. 3. Camera. Although it's the same camera module from the Galaxy S7, I think Samsung didn't really feel the need to upgrade it because it's already great. So you still get 12 megapixels, a wide f1.7 aperture lens, dual pixel autofocus, optical image stabilization, LED flash, and up to 4K video recording. Pictures taken always come out looking solid, especially in good lighting with an insanely fast autofocus, so you don't have to worry about that blurry picture popping up when you're in a hurry. In low light scenarios, photos do look decent, showing the entire area clearly, and even though there is a bit of grain in some pictures, it's still a better shooter than most other smartphones I have gotten my hands on. Samsung always seems to know the camera, and the Note 7 is no different. 4. S Pen. Although some people say they don't really use the S Pen that often, I still love that Samsung is providing a feature that no other smartphone has, and when you actually use it, there's some pretty cool stuff that I would find difficult to accomplish if I didn't have a stylus to begin with. I can hit tiny tap targets much more easily when compared to using my thumb, enlarge pictures or videos without opening them, or even screen grabbing a specific part of the display instead of screen shooting the entire panel. Sure, some things are a bit gimmicky to use in real world situations, but for what it's worth, I think it's the simple things that make the S Pen shine. 5. Software. This year, TouchWiz has gotten a whole new look coating the Grace UX. The system settings, icons, quick settings panel, lock screen, and folders look cleaner, flatter, and up to date. You also get some cool new features such as a blue light filter to protect your eyes from looking at a bright display at night, an iris scanner to unlock your phone with your eyeballs, some intense power saving modes, a secure folder to lock sensitive information, and Samsung Cloud to back up and restore user data. I definitely love what Samsung has done with the software. Almost every feature they implemented is either useful or very creative. Switching over to the flaws, and please keep in mind that some of these are a bit nitpicky, so they are undesirable features, but nothing that will make you believe that the Note 7 is a horrible device. 1. Buttons. Let's start with the buttons, specifically the recent and back key. At this point, it doesn't seem like Samsung is going to swap the order. If you've been using a Samsung device for a while now, chances are you probably won't find this to be an issue, but for someone who is switching from a Nexus, LG, ZTE, Motorola, or any other Android that uses the traditional navigation bar, it'll definitely take some time to adapt. 2. Fingerprint magnet, slippery, and scratches. Remember that glass encasing we discussed at the beginning of the video? Well, even though it makes the phone look sexy, it's not going to be a pretty sight when it drops and cracks. This thing is very slippery, tends to scratch up easily on the back, and it's a fingerprint magnet. I actually ended up dropping our original review for this reason while pulling it out of my pocket, and the screen cracked on the top edge, so that kind of sucked. Try slapping a dbrand skin if you decide to get the Note 7. It makes the phone feel grippy, gets rid of all the smudges and scratches, and there's a wide selection of skins to choose from, so you shouldn't have a problem finding one that suits you best. I'll link it down below if you want to check one out for yourself. 3. No adaptable storage. This is not even a huge problem, just me being nitpicky, but it's still worth noting that adaptable storage is not an option for those looking to expand their system storage with a microSD card. And even though 64GB does seem like a lot for most people, including myself, there are still others who would probably miss having the option of keeping all of their data in the same pool of storage. Just looking out for everyone, that's it. 4. Performance. Now I know what you're thinking. Why would a flagship with a Snapdragon 820 chip and 4GB of RAM be a bad thing? I bet the device is buttery smooth. And it is. But I do believe it's noticeably slower than other Snapdragon 820 devices like the Galaxy S7, Moto Z, or even the Axon 7. I know some of you might be upset and dislike the video for that reason, but I'm just being 100% with you. Samsung is not looking to create the fastest phone on the market. It seems to me that Samsung is just throttling the CPU to increase power efficiency, but not to the point where it lags or feels sluggish. In other words, the Note 7 is snappy, but it's not going to impress you. 5. Expensive. The last thing I want to discuss is the price point. Off contract, the Note is going to cost you around $850. That's $150 more than the Note 5 at launch, $200 higher than the regular Galaxy S7, and $100 more than the S7 Edge. That's a lot of money, especially since you have devices that have similar specs that cut the bill in half. With the Note 7, you're getting a bigger display, the S Pen, iris scanner, and a few new software features. If you're a baller and you want these extra goodies, then by all means go for it. But for the average Joe, $850 is probably way too expensive for a smartphone that's just going to be outdated in around a year. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, make sure to go ham on that like button. Check out AndroidPolice.com for your latest and greatest news on Android. Definitely let me know in the comments what you love and hate about the Galaxy Note 7, or even about your own device. We do read all of your comments. And with that, I will catch you guys in the next one.